Did Colleen come on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, Colleen.
Sure, sure.
There, I'm here. I'm trying for my computer too. I'm just on the phone now.
Says it's paused, Joe.
Yeah.
Should we just X out the top one and then go back to the presentation?
I'm not sure if I'm streaming. Stand by.
Oh, okay, no worries. There's two tabs in that last box. So if you look up at the top, I just need the yellow one.
What?
Log on.
Yeah, I'm talking to somebody in California. This is great.
No, it's great.
It's nice information. Yeah. So, where is you? Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. We're going to start the evening out with our budget hearing for the 2025-2026 academic school year. And at this point, I would like to turn it over to Mr. Seymour and Mr. Wood.
All right, thank you much. So our budget process has been much the same this year as in years past. We really begin the process in earnest in January. We begin our budget workshops where we await information from the state, which thankfully the state budget is now well set. But nonetheless, we had some assurances this year from the legislature that the budget was not going to be impacted tremendously despite negotiations, so that was encouraging. But our process has really gone from January until now, looking at different renderings of the budget, and we've put together a proposal for the community for the May 20th budget vote. As we just go through some of the finer points of this, if anyone has any questions, they can certainly email lpdistrictclerk@lakeplacidcsd.net, or there'll be time for those in attendance if they wish to do so at the end of the presentation. So in terms of what the public will be voting on May 20th, our overall school district budget is $23.1 million. This represents a 3.13% increase from the previous year. And our property tax levy is $18,079,462, which is a 1.81% increase from previous year. Please disregard 2024 to 2026. That is 2023 to 2024. Our estimated tax rate is $5.28 per thousand of assessed value, which is a 0.09% increase over the budget. I don't know why our years are time shifting for some reason there.
They were there before.
But I am,
Yeah.
but I am referencing last year, just so we're clear. It's a year over year comparison. And then we also we have a provision on the ballot asking the community for their support for the creation of a capital reserve to fund school vehicle purchases over a 10-year period. We have 2 Board of Education seats that are up, both of which are 3-year terms, and we have 1 candidate on the ballot, Chris Fadden. And we have the Wilmington E.M. Cooper Library funding increase of $0, but maintaining their existing budget of a little more than $17,000 for the year. In terms of our revenue sources for the district, in a typical year when we are not utilizing any reserves or our appropriated fund balance, we're looking at just shy of 80% of our property taxes funding the school district. In this particular year, we are appropriating 5% of the fund balance, so really 84% of the revenue of this coming budget is provided from the local tax base. 14% comes from state aid, an additional 2% comes from federal grants, as well as some revenue that we take in for the use of our facilities and agreements locally. In terms of how we direct our funds, our goal is to try and have the program percentage of our budget, which is the aspect that deals most with student programming to be around the 80% mark, if at all possible. This year, we're coming in at 79% of our budget being allocated for programming specifically. 13% of our budget is based on our capital expenses and our debt service. And then we have 8% of our administrative component for the administrative aspects, the business office, et cetera, of the district. When we look at our expenses by category, we are in the business of utilizing educators, people. We are a people-driven business. And so 49% of our $23.1 million budget is based on salaries, and 33% is based on benefits. So 82% in total is constituted just from the personnel who ensure that our students receive the education that they need. Additionally, we have 8% tied to debt service, another 8% tied to BOCES. That incorporates both our CTE programs at Saranac Lakes Adirondack Ed Center, but also some of our special education programming at CVES BOCES in Plattsburgh. And then rounding things out, we've allocated 1% to technology upgrades and materials, computers, et cetera, for our students, and 1% for professional development for our staff. We had some specific budget factors and considerations for this coming year that certainly caused us to reflect deeply and make efforts to come in within the tax cap despite some of these conditions. So we have categories that have gone up dramatically year over year. Certainly the most notables are health insurance premiums. So with a 12% increase in our district health insurance premium costs, that equates to $600,000 increase, which is nearly double of what we actually generate in revenue year over year from our property taxes. In addition to that, we've seen increases in our special education services and intensive programming for our students. And we've seen a precipitous rise, as the board knows, over the past 3 years in our English language learning population, going from 1 or 2 students 3 years ago to now we're at 28 students who have minutes and programming that are provided to them. So in order to account for some of these larger budget impacts, we have utilized our fund balance. So you'll reference the previous slide, tapping into 5% of our unaccounted fund balance to cover the additional overages. And we've also looked at reducing positions. So we have a net reduction of 7 positions year over year. Since 2021, we've made a concerted effort, as I know the board is aware, to utilize attrition when possible to address staffing reductions in a way that has reduced impact on students and programming. We utilize that as well this year. So we're looking at absorbing 3 positions through retirements and attrition. We had 2 positions that became vacant that we're not filling. And we have 2 teaching assistant positions that were assigned specifically to student needs, and those students have left the district, thereby not requiring that we have those positions again. And so we actually did, for the first time in 4 years, have to execute 2 layoffs of very good personnel. So it's unfortunate, but we are continuing to do our best to exercise fiscal responsibility for the community and have nominal impacts on our programming for our students. So just an overview, our 1.81% increase is under the New York State tax cap, which indicates that districts come in at no more than 2% unless there's exclusions year over year. We're looking at allocating a little more than 1.2 million of our unrestricted fund balance. We've had discussions throughout the budget workshop season that we all recognize that this use of fund balance is a temporary solution. And so our efforts to reduce positions over the last 4 years and in this year in particular are certainly necessary so that we can bring our expenses and revenue closer together. We do have some exciting programming that's coming back after several year hiatus. Our driver education class is coming back at the high school. So many thanks to Brendan Gotham for seeking the certification for that. I know that we have over a dozen students who are excited to receive that programming next year. We're going to continue with our community schools program. So we are in year 4 of our community schools looking towards next year, and it's been very successful for our students. And we also are going to continue with our technology improvements. So when the pandemic happened and the reliance on technology became so apparent, particularly with remote instruction, the district made a concerted effort to purchase a large swath of Chromebooks for students. And those have a life cycle, and if you don't start phasing them out strategically, then you end up needing to replace them all at once. And so the last 4 years, we've been phasing different classes out and then providing at least 2 grade levels a year with brand new Chromebooks. And last year we made the move towards touchscreen, which has helped with particularly the math assessments that the students take, both 3 through 8 and for their Regents exams. We're continuing this, next year will represent our 2nd year of the Science of Reading curriculum that we use at the elementary school, our Amplify program. We also are going to build upon our JACT program, our job and career training, and our STREAM program, which provides alternative education for students in grades 9 and 10. And our budget is still predicated on the belief that the community eligibility provision, the CEP, will maintain funding for our students to have all meals, as we are an eligible community presently. So those are some of the highlights of our budget. There's plenty of reasons to be proud of the work that we provide for our students. In addition to having one of the most picturesque graduation sites you could ask for, our graduation rate is 92% or higher over the past 4 years. I'm pleased to see it even ticked up when we have smaller classes graduating. If 1 or 2 students don't cross the stage on time, then that has a dramatic impact on our percentage. And last year that was at 88%. And so we're getting back into the 90s, which is what we'd like to see. And ideally, we'd like to see 100%. I referenced our community schools program, but this is just pictures that we've had in the past of community and adult classes, and our adaptive skating program that we've started in partnership with Florida for our students. So we're happy to have those programs for our kids. We've definitely put a focus on community service and volunteerism. This is a component of some of the civic education that we're doing with the students. But even this is our Parks Day cleanup, which is a picture from last year, but our Parks Day this year is on Thursday of this week. So if you find the swings on Friday and they are not to your satisfaction, then please let our 4th and 5th grade students. We continue to maintain a strong partnership with St. Agnes School. They are our community provider of our universal pre-K program. So that provides free full-day programming for all eligible resident students in Wilmington and Lake Placid. Our music, visual arts, and performing arts programs are one of the crown jewels of our district. We have great student participation, and for a school of our size, we really produce some incredible talent. So it's great to see. We offer a variety of options for students in terms of interests and career planning. So students have career and technical education. They have dual enrollment classes through North Country Community College. They have advanced placement classes. So a student who makes a concerted effort in high school to, if they wish to go to college, can find themselves knocking a whole semester off before they incur the cost of college just through their AP and dual enrollment classes. And our students are fortunate to have multiple social and cultural learning experiences over the course of their educational career. So we have our 5th grade trips to Albany. We have a new one that we're starting this year, our 7th grade trips to Fort Ticonderoga, which is great. We have our 8th grade trips to DC, and then we have our senior trips as well as just sort of touchstones of the district. But in between that, there's numerous club trips that occur as well, be it robotics, be it foreign language immersion trips to Quebec and Montreal. So our kids have a chance to leave the park and take in many different settings. And of course, our athletic facilities are really fantastic. Cordial Fields are about as an idyllic setting as you could hope for. And we have year-round athletic programming for all of our students. So just as a recap, our Board of Education seats, I'll just make a note that there are 2 vacancies. I know this is the hearing, but I do just want to acknowledge Ron Briggs and Colleen Skufka for their service to the board these last 3 years. Thank you very much for the volunteerism and all of the insight you've brought to our school district. And we do have one candidate, Chris Fadden, who is on the ballot, which means that there is a second position on the board that will be determined based on a write-in candidate. I'm hesitant to speak for that reason. It is an echo. I'm not streaming on my computer. Is the speaker on your computer? I hear from there. Suffice to say, it has stopped, so we will move forward. Our annual school budget vote, just once again, our polling sites are the Lake Placid Elementary School cafeteria and the Wilmington Community Center. Just a couple of notes of our polling sites before we get to any questions that anyone may have. So this year we're going from 2 to 8 p.m. That is an hour, ending an hour sooner than in years past when it went to 9 o'clock. This just allows us a little more time to get our tabulations done and communicate with the papers for press day the following day. The elementary school will also be hosting our second art show of the year during this time. This is a favorite for us. Parents essentially go on a scavenger hunt. We don't tell them where their kid's artwork is, and they have 2 or 3 pieces in there. So it enables everyone to see everyone's artwork over the course of the time. So lots of good circulation in there. We hope to have a very good turnout to see the artwork, and of course, for people to lodge their vote on the school budget. So if anyone does have any questions, they can once again reach out to our district clerk, Karen Angelopoulos, LP district clerk at lpcsd.net. And absent that, Karen, do we have any emails?
No. Colleen Skufka did say she was the echo and she was sorry.
Oh, that's okay. All right, thank you, Colleen, for that. I should know, that's okay. And anyone in the audience have any questions regarding the budget?
Where can I read the entire document online?
You
Or
can,
where
yes.
where can I, yes, where can I see that?
Absolutely. So if you go to lpcsd.org, which is our district website, there's
Okay.
two different ways you can do it. There's a little magnifying glass, just type in budget booklet.
Okay,
Or if you go to forms and documents and go district and budget, it is there too. Right there. Doing our part to
We're
get the
not
paper
printing
down.
these this year.
I see that. And you're only making one presentation.
Alternating,
We
yeah.
did last year.
John?
Yeah, I had a question on the write-in candidate slot. Are we obliged to take the highest write-in candidate who qualifies?
And who assents to the position?
Yes,
Yes.
okay. There's no option, other than we can't appoint.
The board has the ability to appoint only if no willing candidate who's received votes come forward.
Well, I'm not talking about a Mickey Mouse, Donald
Right.
Duck.
Yeah.
I mean,
A real
a person who actually meets the criteria. So we are obliged. Okay,
Correct.
okay.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Love.
All right, I'd like to then call our meeting to order, and would everyone please stand for the pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag, the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Our first item is the consent agenda. Recommended action, approve the following items, which are included in the consent agenda: 5A minutes and 7C special education. May I have a motion, please?
I move it.
Any discussion on those items? If not, please vote.
Colleen gave a thumbs up.
Okay.
I
I
can't,
was.
I can't seem to get on the both modes of Board Docs and this, so.
Okay, no worries. Thank you, Colleen. If you would just actually say your answer next time.
Yes. Okay, I will. Thank you.
7 yes.
Moving into our first good of the cause. Anyone in our audience this evening like to say something?
No.
Okay. Karen, anything?
No.
Information for the public does not seem to have anything. So we're moving into our report section with the superintendent report and Tim's report, please.
Awesome. All right, so it's been just a week since we last convened, but nonetheless, there are some things going on or have gone on. I just want to reference quickly. So the spring book fair is taking place at the elementary school. So the best option for families, if they're interested, is tomorrow, open hours from 2:30 to 6:30 in Miss Haney's library. So thanks to her for setting that up. I want to give just special appreciation to the Educational Opportunity Fund. On Saturday, they hosted their Night at the Races fundraiser, which generates over half of the revenue they provide for our student programming each year. And it was wonderful. I was able to be in attendance and to see all the people who were supporting our student programming and the community. So thanks to the Educational Opportunity Fund Board for their planning and to the Holder Reed family for their generous donation of hosting the event, making it a fully profit-driven enterprise for the educational opportunity. So we appreciate that. Beyond those things, Dana and I have been busy doing our budget presentations. So we had an opportunity to meet with both the middle high school and elementary school staff over the last week. Given some of the increases in costs that we've seen and the manner in which we've addressed that through the budget, it was doubly important this year to make sure that people understood, had questions answered if they need them, and ultimately knew the long-term plan that we have to keep our programming strong for our students. And last but not least, our Teacher Appreciation Week is taking place presently. So thanks to the Friends organization at the elementary school, I was there yesterday and they put on a lovely breakfast for all of our instructional staff yesterday. So appreciate all of their donations and time. And I also want to thank Teresa and Sonia and Sarah for all of the different appreciation activities and events they're doing for our kids. Appreciate that. One thing I don't have on my report here, I just want to share because I received a text just before the meeting, is that we are receiving 20 new Strider bikes with helmets, thanks to a grant that Ms. Patinella, our elementary school gym teacher, PE teacher.
Great.
And she also, through this grant, she learned some specific strategies on how to teach our kindergarten students how to ride their bikes. So
awesome.
want to thank Ms. Patinella for undertaking that. And our storage shed at the elementary school, she took the time along with our facilities crew to clean that out. So we had a room for 20 Strider bikes. So we really appreciate that, Ms. P. So
Fabulous.
excellent.
One way to
Does
end the
the-
report.
Does the gear go back and forth between the school and the outing club?
So like the bike specifically?
Yeah, are there understandings to share equipment?
I think we have handshake understandings, certainly because that was the goal for the outing club gear barns. But I think it's still kind of in its newness. We're trying to exercise that more. So that's the goal that we're going to try and work towards.
It's great news.
It was very, very good news.
Any other questions for Tim? Thanks, Tim. So information to the board, there are 3 different areas there for you to look over if you haven't already. Under the executive content. And moving on to minutes of the Board of Education, that is under consent. Next category, personnel. Recommended action, approve the following items, which are included in the personnel consent agenda. 6B, appointment of election inspectors and workers for the budget vote, May 20th, 2025. 6C, teaching staff unpaid leave of absence. 6D, teaching staff probationary appointment change, and 6E, teaching staff probationary appointment change. May I have a motion, please?
Move.
I'll second.
Any discussion on any of those items? If not, please vote on those items.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you, Colleen.
Yes, too, because my computer just decided to do something weird.
Spinning wheel of death,
I just went back to the homepage.
7 yes.
And then the last item under personnel, recommended action upon the recommendation of the superintendent, approve the resolution commending outstanding educator. And I would like to read the letter under public content. Whereas the America's Favorite Teacher competition is a nationally recognized contest celebrating exceptional educators from across the United States, drawing tens of thousands of nominations from schools, students, and communities who wish to honor those who inspire excellence in education. And whereas among this vast pool of outstanding applicants, Allison Smith, fourth grade teacher, advanced to the quarterfinal round, a distinction that places her among the most admired and impactful educators in the nation. And whereas Mrs. Smith embodies the spirit of educational excellence through her commitment to student learning and dedication to creating a supportive and engaging classroom environment. And whereas Mrs. Smith continually demonstrates creativity, compassion, and professionalism, serving not only as a teacher, but also as a mentor, a role model, and leader within the school community. And now, therefore, be it resolved, the Lake Placid Central School District Board of Education extends our heartfelt congratulations to Allison Smith for reaching the quarterfinals of the America's Favorite Teacher competition and commends her on the outstanding contributions she makes to the lives of students and to the broader mission of inspiring a love of learning. Thank you, Allison. Can I have a motion, please?
Move it. We'll move it. Unanimous.
Who is the second?
I'll second.
And further discussion?
You said it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, many things.
That's
many things.
amazing, though.
Yeah, absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
Please vote, everyone.
Yes.
Seven yes.
Moving into the category of action items, the first item is recommended action, a motion to recognize May 7th, 2025 as National School Nurse Day. May I have a motion, please?
Yes. Second.
Any discussion on that?
Nurse Amanda and Nurse Ashley are top shelf
Yeah.
core members of our school community. We rely on them and they do not let us down. We are very fortunate.
Absolutely. Please vote.
Yes.
7 yes.
Next additional item is the recommended action, motion to recognize May 18th, 2025 as National Speech Language Pathologist Day. May I have a motion, please?
I will move.
Second.
Discussion?
Yes. Yes.
Different time zones, delayed.
Yes, so we're fortunate to have Mrs. Kirshner, Vicki Kirshner, and Caitlin Kozak, and to have a retiree board member who have all served in this capacity for the district, and they do so much to give voice to our students and enrich their education. So thank you to Ms. Kirshner and Ms. Kozak and Ms. Gufka in perpetuity.
Yes, absolutely.
Thanks.
Thank you. Please vote.
Yes.
7 yes.
Special education was under consent, so we're moving into the linking goals with agenda items. Who has some ideas of how we are linking goals with agenda?
The budget performance, the budget or showing the budget presentation with financial.
Me too, I was gonna say financial.
Well, you have another one, Ryan, so tell us.
Oh.
You know you
Put me
do.
on the spot.
You know you do. Well, students first and foremost for those bicycles that apparently
Yeah.
now. Um, And just lots of other things. Anybody else?
Well, you know Karen's email address.
Yes, absolutely. All right, so into our second good of the cause. Anyone online, Karen? No. Anything that has spurred your interest here in the? No? Okay. Thank you very much for coming. Moving into our adjournment phase, our next meeting is May 21st. We have the budget vote on the 20th, and then we will convene on the 21st to adopt the budget vote results that Wednesday evening. Any old agenda topics? Any new ones?
Sometime, and it doesn't have to be in a hurry, and it could be the group or maybe just with you. I'd like to learn about staff development. Just
Work on that. Give the board an overview.
If there's nothing else, like to suggest we convene our meeting at 5:32. Who has a motion for that?
Second.
Everyone in favor?
Scott.
Yes,
Aye.
yes.
Thanks, Colleen. When do you head home?
I'm actually in our camper van right now in the Painted Desert. So